It is March 7, 2000, 2023. And today in Israel is it Purim. And I was there in Israel in Purim time. I didn't know it was. It was that I heard from heaven that I should travel to Israel. That's what I was hearing from heaven, and I obey it. And I be shocked when I come there, because I didn't know about Purim. I have never heard it. It was because of God and heaven have told me to visit Israel in that time. And I understand it today that they wanted to show me Purim, what's going on. And I was in Tel Aviv. I was at the hotel in Tel Aviv, and Tel Aviv in for like 10 years ago, or in like when I was there, Tel Aviv was the rebellious city. But today I saw it when I was in Jerusalem. I was in Jerusalem when I was in Tel Aviv. So I saw what was going on in Jerusalem, and today now when I have been to Jerusalem to 2023, did I see how it have changed very much in Israel. Tel Aviv was before the party city, and there is that's the bank city, money, the golden calf city was there, and much homosexual going on and this kind. So I wanted to be in Jerusalem, but it was too expensive for me to stay there, and I was not told to where to go, but I think it was the right city I should be in. And I come to Tel Aviv just when the Purim should started, and it started this March 6 and going on until March 7, so it's 2 days. And the Purim that I have been taught about Purim when I come back to Sweden, have been I was only 1 week, I think, in Tel Aviv, and it was just only to see the Purim, and I was shocked when I see how drunk the Jewish people was. I was walking around in Tel Aviv because I was okay in my brain in that time, and I come to a square in Tel Aviv where it was something going on. It was music, it was happy people, even if they were this Orthodox Jewish with black clothes and with their hats and this long hair on the side, curly hair. I know it's people have straight hair also, Jewish, but maybe they curl it to be that way. They don't want it to be as like a stripe down. And I was sitting there and look at the feast, and it was total crazy. And they were rolling around on the floor or in a square there on the ground in the ground. They were and jumping and then of course that dancing, and it was so shocked for me that I thought Jewish didn't drink alcoholic, but that is gone for a long time now, because I was going to. It was in that time I was drinking and alcoholic, and I was to the store and bought me Jewish wine that is. Now I don't remember what it's called, but that where it's prayed over that it should be clean from the devil, and I bought it and took a glass, and I realized it was much alcoholic in that wine I was drinking, and I'd be surprised. I thought the wine that special wine for the Jewish people that they drink in Sabbath. Every Sabbath, the man of the house or rabbi, there is many rabbis, they talking first and then they drink a glass of this wine with lots of alcoholic. And I understand it's coming from the Russia, the country Russia, and their tradition to drink very much vodka. But in Israel, it's wine, but it's strong. It's not this light that you drink to the food. It's the strong wine they drink. And so I started to understand this with the alcoholic and the Jewish tradition, that they were not so clean. They were drinking, and I have make some notes for me to not forget everything of what I should say. It's about Esther, the book of Esther in the Bible. That's what Purim is about. That she could she talk to her husband about this, what's going on, that the Jewish people should be killed, and she turned it around to be so the enemies was killed, and it was, I looked it up, and it was 75,000 killed of the enemies. And that is what the Purim is about. If we go to the past, but today they are saying that it's allowed to be drunk in Purim, because only that day the Jewish could be drunk. Like I saw it in Tel Aviv, that they were rolling around on the ground, on the square, and they were jumping on the tables, and it's allowed nowadays to drink so much so you pass out, and it's terrible to see it. And it my thinking about Jewish was sinking when I saw that, how they acting on that day. And they say it's that is allowed to drink very much, and change the outfit, look. A man look like a woman, like that, and woman like a man, and these things. And it is, they say to me, to excuse it when I say I was shocked about it, that they say that is because they have to know what it is to be very drunk, to be doing bad things one day, doing bad things. So they know what it is. And of course it's hangover, and it was very much puking. And it was terrible to see. And there is many Jewish that be alcoholic, like my father was. I understand why he was alcoholic, my father, because it was in his DNA, and I was on my way to be alcoholic also when I was young. So that it's in the DNA to be weak, to be crazy in the brain and do things that you other days doesn't dare to do, and say these things, that it took away my obstacles. I was shy, and I didn't talk so much. But with the drinking, I go crazy. But I was like that. That people couldn't see that I was drunk. In my walk, that didn't take my walk in the brain. But I say many stupid things, and I was fighting. Now I was fighting instead of the school. I was out. I was teenager and was out of fighting, and I could have been in very much trouble in that time, but I could pass that time of wildness. But I was thinking about you is be clean and be strict and never go drunk or like that. But it is in the Purim, and Purim, I think it. I saw it translated, and I think it means fate, your destiny, the fate that is going from the deepest, be drunk and do stupid things, puke on the streets and these things, to be digging into the Torah and the books like that, the difference between them. And so it was a new law that come after Esther, and it's changed. And I was thinking that this is not something that God have told them, the Jewish, to be. That the new law was that they could kill the enemies. They didn't need to only defend themselves. They could go and kill someone. And God, that is not God's words. I have told you many times that God doesn't kill. People kill. And in that way to make a new law that is okay to, because they killed 75,000 people, and that they, after the 75,000, then it's okay to kill more people. So it's this Purim is, like I see it, it's evil things going on in Purim, and I avoid to be into Purim. On Facebook, I don't block them, but I put 30 days that I don't see them. On when they do bad things, I don't want to see these things on my Facebook, but I don't block them because after a while it's going away, so they don't put picture and write about it. I only want to jump over Purim, that is so very holy for Jewish, or special Orthodox Jewish. And of course it's important for all kind of Jewish in Israel, even those that is not Jewish in Israel. It's a party time, so it's fun for the most people that don't follow God like I do. That is a party time when it's like a masquerade. So they put on clothes that they not normally wear, and they can look like in a masquerade, that have no theme. It have no theme. You can dress whatever you want to dress, and they can screaming out high and loudly on that day. It's like hell opening in Purim. And then is also that they fasting. They don't eat the day before, and of course they be more drunk. You know that you that have drinking much, it's a benefit if you want to be drunk to not eat before drinking. And in my time when I was drinking, we mostly take something to eat, like that is very fat. We believe that it took out the alcoholic, so we didn't get hangover. But I find out on my own that to let it be drinking. When I drinking, then when I go to bed, I took headache pills. I took like caffeine headache pills before I go to sleep. And mostly I wake up without any hangover because I was drinking. I was like my father, and I was drinking very, very much when in that time when I was drinking. I think it was about 5 years I was drinking heavy. And then I get kids, and I didn't want to drink when I was pregnant. And then I slowed down a little. And then before I left my husband, I have stopped drinking. I could drink alcoholic, but I started to exercise instead, to live more healthy. When my husband was drinking and did drugs, I was the opposite from him. I have already started to be into God without knowing God, but something have changed inside me. And then it was too much when I heard from the doctor that my husband had HIV, and then I wanted to make a suicide. And then the highest priest that I think that he have been with me the whole time, but not to go in, not intervene with my life. They wanted me to be educated how the world can look like when it is the worst, whatever it can be in drinking. Yeah, I didn't do drugs, but I was drinking very heavy. Sorry, heavy. And no, I'm not drunk here. I only have, as always, spirits around me. And they touch me, because now I have noticed that they are here. So now they start to touch me. And it's a group of people. It's a spirit, but it looks like people. And they are about 10, 15 in a group that's standing before me here. And they or someone have touched me now. And I understand that when they touch me, they also walk inside me and want to talk from inside, because in one episode they told us that they use my mouth to talk to you, talk to the world, talk to people that want to know more about heaven. And I let them talk, because I am out to talk about Purim now. And it's one spirit showing me how he looked like, and he looked like, and maybe in the beginning of 1900, or he can be more far back, but not in like a more modern time. But I think he is somewhere maybe 1700 to 1800. He have a very nice clothes, a high hat, and he have a stick in his hand, and he have like striped trousers, long trousers on, and then a suit, jacket on. He looked very nicely, and now he's saying he was a director, and it's more like they were in the theater. They were a group of. That's why they are coming as a group, because they were a theater group that was working together, and they say that they passed away by accidentally, and it's they showing me like they were on I don't know the word, but the many horses and wagon. It was before we had cars. They lived, and the horses be frightened of something, and everyone that was on the wagons, they ran out from a stipe. They fall down high up and down to the ground and be killed. They say to me, and of course people don't know who you are. I'm telling them, but they say they wanted to talk about this, and I understand what they want to. Is much more touch me now. They want to talk about the fall, not that who they were. They are talking about the fall, that you can one day be up in the top success, but it will be you overdo it. You be proud and you want to be better and better in the way of what the world see you. They are talking like that now, and it now they saying this, that they didn't pay attention to what they were doing in that time when they be killed. They had success. You should hear it, you that need to hear it. They tell me that they had success, and they have got more money than expected, and they going into party style and drinking, and what can happen when you go with horses, and the horses is to showing that direction. A horse's vehicle and direction, that you, when they show me this with the horse and wagons, and they didn't pay attention when something show up on their way and scare their horses, and they were drunk, so they didn't pay attention to it. And that was the way to die. They couldn't stop it because before they understood in their drunkenness that they were on the too fast. The horses go too fast. And then they have to think about why do the horse go very fast than what we normally don't use to do. And before, in their drunkenness, they couldn't understand it first. And when they start to understand it, they couldn't stop the wagon. They couldn't stop the horses to run over the steep to fall down in deep down and be killed. That's the saying, and that is a spirit talking to you about what you are doing. You think that you can stop it. You think that, oh, I only do bad things today, and then and then I stop and be myself again. But some people are sensitive, and they have these DNA things that can make them be something. I don't know what it is, because I have snowing today, and it sounds here inside my home. I don't know if it's outside or inside my home. So I need to stop and recording, as I need to see what is going on. So thank you for listening, and this was my talking about Purim, and then I let those spirits in heaven tell some of you to not think that you are a superman, that you or superwoman, that you have control over everything, because you drink it away, you drag it away when you think you have all kind of controls. That was a message from them, from heaven. Thank you for listening.